All right, let's talk about stress. We're not just going to talk about willpower or thinking positive thoughts today. Nope. We are diving into the science of how your own body can be your biggest weapon in the fight for better mental health. Let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? That sense of being completely overwhelmed, where the pressure just feels like it's too much? It can come from anywhere, work, home, just the daily grind, and it honestly feels like a battle you can't win. But what if I told you there's a powerful system already built into your body, designed to handle exactly this?
See, the most important thing to get is that stress isn't just a feeling in your head, it's a full-on physical event. When your brain senses a threat, it flips a switch on this ancient survival mode, flooding you with hormones like adrenaline. It's literally preparing you to either fight off a predator or run for your life. The problem is, our modern stressors, like a tight deadline or a tough conversation, flip that same switch, but there's no physical release. Your body is revved up, ready for action, but you're just sitting there, stuck with all that anxious energy.
So, how do we burn off that energy? How do we switch it off? Well, you use your body, and we have some absolutely incredible data to show us exactly how. This brings us to the centerpiece of our whole discussion today, a gigantic study that gives us some very, very clear answers. That is not a typo. Researchers analyzed data from over 1.2 million adults. Think about that. This isn't some small niche experiment. This is one of the biggest studies of its kind, and it gives us an unbelievably powerful look at the real-world connection between moving your body and feeling good mentally. And here it is, the big, headline-grabbing number from that study. People who exercise regularly reported having a 43.2% lower mental health burden than people who didn't. Now, what does mental health burden mean? They just counted the number of days in a month a person felt their mental health was not good. So a nearly 45% reduction, wow, that is a massive, life-changing difference. Okay, so this is where it gets really good. The study didn't just stop at exercise is good for you. It got super specific, basically giving us a prescription, backed by all that data, for better mental health. It answers the questions we all have. How much should I exercise? And how often?
And here you go, the sweet spot. The data showed that the absolute lowest mental health burden was in people who exercised for about 45 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week. This is so powerful because it's not some crazy, impossible goal. It's a clear, totally achievable target that can make a huge difference in how you feel every day. But then, the study found something really surprising, something you might not expect. They found that exercising for more than 90 minutes at a time was actually linked with slightly worse mental health. How can that be? Well, it could be overtraining, which can actually increase stress hormones like cortisol. The lesson here is that this isn't about punishing your body for hours. It's about finding that perfect restorative dose. Okay, so we've got the timing down. We know the dose. But what about the type of exercise? Well, the study looked at that too, and it uncovered this fascinating pattern that points to another secret ingredient for mental strength: other people. So when the researchers looked at different activities, they found that popular sports, things like basketball, soccer, stuff you usually do with a team, were linked to the biggest drop in mental health burden. We're talking a 22.3% reduction. That's actually a bigger improvement than you see from cycling or going to the gym by yourself. So what is going on there? Well, the paper itself gives us the answer. That social connection seems to add an extra shield of mental protection. It helps fight off depression and builds what the scientists call a hardiness to stress. It turns out, moving your body and connecting with people at the same time is an absolutely winning formula. Exercise is an amazing long-term strategy for sure, but what about when you're feeling stressed out right now, in this very moment? Well, the science also gives us some fantastic proven tools you can use anytime, anywhere, to instantly calm your nervous system down. First up is something called diaphragmatic breathing, or just belly breathing. When we're stressed, we take these short, shallow breaths from our chest, and that just tells our brain there's still danger. This technique flips that script. You can try it right now. Put one hand on your belly. When you breathe in slowly through your nose, focus on making your belly push your hand out, and when you exhale, let it fall back in. Just doing this for a few minutes sends a powerful signal to your brain that says, hey, we're safe, you can relax. Okay, next up is a technique that goes right after all that physical tension we hold on to. The idea is simple. You can't really know what relaxed feels like until you feel what tense feels like. So you just systematically tense up a muscle group, say your feet, for about 10 seconds, and then you completely release it for 20 seconds, really noticing that feeling of relief. You work your way up your body, and it's an incredibly effective way to tell your body to let go of all that stored up stress.
And hey, the toolkit doesn't end there. There are other proven methods, like positive mental imagery, where you just vividly imagine a calm, peaceful place. There's mindfulness meditation, which is all about focusing on your breath in the here and now. And of course, there's yoga, which beautifully combines movement, breathing, and mindfulness all into one powerful practice. So, we've seen the powerful science behind movement, and we've got a whole toolkit for those stressful moments. The evidence is crystal clear. The only question left is the one right here on the screen. What's one small move you are going to make for your mind this week? Maybe it's that 45-minute walk, maybe it's trying out a team sport, or maybe it's just taking 5 minutes to stop and breathe. The power, truly, is in your hands. Thanks for tuning in.